A surprising location has been revealed for Newcastle United's new state-of-the-art training ground. Plus, we'll look forward to the Forest game on Sunday, but there is some concerning injury news, a setback for Johan Wissa. Before we get into today's video, a big thank you to Midnite for supporting us on this one. You can scan that QR code on your screen there now, or hit the link in the description to get your free bet once you place that £10 bet. So if you're betting this weekend, get yourselves on Midnite. Fastest payouts guaranteed, best odds guaranteed, easy to use app. You get your free bets on there as well. It's an absolute no-brainer. So wait until the end of the video to see my tip for this weekend as well. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. I'm going to remain positive on this one, right? It's really hard to, considering since spending £55 million on Wissa, we haven't even seen him kick a ball at the training ground. But we're going to talk about the new training ground very soon and the Forest clash towards the end of the video. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Please, we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Give her a like as well, please. Free, easy, get the job done. Thanks very much, and it helps the channel grow. On Wissa first, then let's just get it out of the way, the negativity. But I'm remaining positive because Voltemada is on fire. So it's alright, you know what I mean? It's not ideal that he has to carry the load. Of course isn't. 23-year-old German, need time to adapt and all the rest of it. He's doing alright so far, isn't he? I've got faith in him. Get him firing still. And also, I like the look of Willie Masula this season. Who thought I would have said that? You know what I mean? When the 30 million offer came in on deadline day, it was like, take that and run. But Newcastle decided against it because of the change of mind of the structure of the deal from the German side late on the window. We decided to keep Asula, and what a relief and good job we did. Because as I mentioned there, I think he's looked good off the bench again the other night. Strong, quick, and a problem for the defence. You know, he got himself an assist. He got himself a goal against Liverpool, a couple of goals in the Cup as well against Bradford. So I think he's capable of coming off the bench and doing a job against Forest at least. And then, like we say, the update on Wissa was initially a 4 to 5 week injury layoff for the Congolese striker, which he suffered in international duty, which is ridiculous because, you know, he got chucked in for that DR Congo game. No pre-season with Brentford, really. He's never been injured for Brentford, you know. He's missed a couple of games in like 3 years. Then he misses a couple of months as soon as he signs for Newcastle. I mean, that just sums up our bloody luck. I thought I was going to keep it positive. We'll keep it positive. We'll just bring you the news first. So now it's looking like it's going to be extended to an 8-week layoff in total, so 2 months. So what we're looking at now is the start of November for those potential away trips to West Ham or Brentford, being Wissa's debut for Newcastle, I guess, hopefully. He saw a specialist this week who pushed back his return date. And as I mentioned earlier, he hasn't kicked the ball yet in training. I mean, what are the odds, man, honestly, for him to get injured like this, for Newcastle to spend all that money, 55 million as well, way over the top, but because he was Premier League proven he could hit the ground running. That was the whole purpose of the signing. And he hasn't even been able to hit the ground at bloody Benton training ground yet. Doesn't even know what the grass looks like, feels like there. Jesus Christ, honestly, it's terrible. But like I said, listen, I'm going to remain positive because we had a great result the other night, great performance. Asula, Voltemada are doing well. So hopefully they can continue that again for another month or so until Wissa's return date. Remember, we do have that international break next week as well. So when it says, it's been set back even further, it sounds arguably worse than it is. In reality, it's far from ideal. Listen, we'd want to see him back as soon as possible. We wanted to see him back for that Brighton game on the 18th. But when you look, West Ham's on the 2nd. You know, he could potentially be back for that 2nd November clash away to West Ham, or following that, the 9th of November against Brentford. And we do obviously have Athletic Club in the Champions League during that break as well, during that period of that week, 2nd November to the 9th of November. So we need him back for those European games, for the Cup games, and just to take that pressure off Voltemada, who's having to perform, and, you know, he's adapting to the league, he's coming off with cramps and everything. Last thing we need is him to get injured. So, you know, the load needs to be taken off a little bit. Of course it does. But Asula's doing well at the minute. Seems to give him a kick up the arse. And the Wissa news is a huge setback. It's a big blow. But it's just typical Toon, isn't it? It's just our bloody luck. We get a Premier League proven striker who's never really got injured for 3 seasons at Brentford. And he hasn't even had a training match yet for the Mags. Anyways, I'm going to push that aside. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to rant about it. It's done. And we're going to look forward. And we have obviously got Forest on Sunday, which we definitely need to win. By the way, that's a huge game for me where we need to win and carry on this momentum from the Champions League games. But before we do that, let's talk about the new training ground. Actually, little one quickly. Positive news is that Jacob Ramsey is going to be back for that Forest game, and he's likely to be on the bench. So there's a little positive spin on it. You know, we need that back because Ramsey came with that reputation of being injured a lot from Villa fans, and, you know, that was quite true so soon. Newcastle. Wissers was like a freak act, like, oh, look, he's just never injured normally. All the Villa fans were saying, oh, we've got 40 million for an injury-prone player. So far, it looks that way, but it's very early days. I'm backing Ramsey. I think he's a really good player, so let's hopefully see him back in action on Sunday and then regularly in a Toon Top. So the main point of this video is the new training ground. This was from the Daily Mail last night, where we are closing in on an announcement of the development of a new training ground. It's likely to come before Christmas. That announcement on a new training ground. Now, the location has apparently been leaked in here after club chiefs have visited land in Seaton Bin, close to the Holiday Inn roundabout and the meeting point of the A1 and the A19, 8 miles north of the city centre. It was talked about for a while that it would be in Gosforth next to the racecourse, the training ground, or Ponteal and next to Darrasol, where all the players live, or the majority of them at least. Now, the sources are saying that this is the favoured location in Seaton Bin for the state-of-the-art training base that will be designed by world-renowned architects Populous. Now, this is getting everyone excited with Populous and how good they are. They've been in charge of some big opportunities in the past, some big works, and a very world-renowned, big reputation for getting things done and having world-class projects. Brad Miller's leading the project, and remember, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, they did make an offer on another plot of land. Maybe it was in Gosforth, maybe it was closer to the city centre, but they were outpriced of that. The club walked away after the costing increased late in the process. Woolsington and Ponteal have been explored extensively, but we are now going to look at Seaton Bin, as it seems to meet all the club's needs because of the amount of land we need, because this isn't just going to be a training ground with a couple of pitches. They want this to be a state-of-the-art, world-class base. Transport links are among the chief priorities, especially for academy players and their families, and the area needs to be well served by roads and buses, which of course this one is. The drawings are spectacular, and there is excitement around the collaboration and the announcement. And this is down to Populous, as I said before, because they've got offices in the UK and Australia's, and they were behind the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and the impressive Real Madrid Sports City. I mean, that Real Madrid Sports City is just mental, isn't it? The training base that houses the senior and youth teams of the Spanish Giants. They've got all sorts there. Mbappe's there, staying over. You know, he doesn't have to go back to his mansion. He just play FIFA, chill in the hot tub, do what he wants all day long. Got balconies there and everything. Crazy setup down there in Madrid, as you'd expect. One of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. So if we can get anywhere near those levels to impress new signings, that is what we're after. Because remember, Eddie Howe and Amanda Stavey, they all talked about it previously. When you're bringing these big talents in, you're bringing these star names to the club, they want to be impressed from the minute go, and they don't really get that at Benton. Now, fair play to the owners, they have invested heavily in Benton and improved it massively since the takeover, but it still looks like a bloody Miller and Carter, or a B&Q, or a primary school, so it's not good enough. Not good enough for a Champions League club anymore, but well done, we are moving forward, and we are getting the plans in place to take action on a new campus. And a campus it will be, because we want this to be the envy of the Premier League, and it's an Etihad campus style from Manchester City that they lead the way in the Premier League charts of best training grounds. They have a crazy setup down there in Manchester. You can see on your screen there now all the different things they've got going down there at the club. I actually walked past it with Ruby, big up Rubenstein, when we went to Man City away last year and got battered. We walked past it and we're like, wow, it's impressive, isn't it? That's where we need to be. That's a kind of setup that Newcastle United needs and deserves, because they had the little stadium there, they had the training facilities there, they had loads going on, the little stands, everything. I mean, it's just very impressive, and that's what we want as well, because in this article they are stating that the plans will include indoor and outdoor pitches, a mini stadium, just like the Etihad campus, accommodation options, just like the Madrid one, where players, staff, they can stay over. How mad is that, man? Don't even need, all this money, yeah? 100 grand a week, don't even need to buy a mortgage anymore. Don't even need to rent anywhere. Just stay at the training ground. What a life. Sure, I can spend a few quid on still renting somewhere, mind. A media suite, a cinema room, and presentations and spa-like facilities. Because another one which Populous did, the Tottenham Stadium, their training ground, has amazing indoor spa features. It has all the cryotherapy chambers and stuff there as well. So it's very popular with the players. They like to go there, recover, repair, chill out. And that's what you want. This is their office. This is their place of work. This is where the players are going every day. They want to feel welcomed and they want to feel like they want to stay there and make the most of it. Now then, it finishes off the article by saying completion is still several years away, but an announcement could come before Christmas. And even though they've pinpointed this whole location the whole time in the article, they finish off by saying club sources say other plots are still under consideration. So wait and see. It all depends on the money, doesn't it, and what offers suit them best. But that part of Seaton Burn there where they're looking at, you can see the amount of land, and you can see that that would just fit very easily accessible by the roads, by transport links, and also they've got that much space there to create such a big campus with the mini stadium, with the academy, with the first team, and everything else. So there's loads to be done, but an announcement will hopefully come this year, which would be great, wouldn't it? Let us know what you think on the new training ground plans. Eddie Howe also had his press conference this morning. There wasn't a great deal said, to be honest. All of it revolved around how much he misses Elliot Anderson. Well, don't we all, to be honest with you? All the reporters asking about Anderson, would he come back to Newcastle one day? He said he'd love him to. He went on to say, he never wanted him to leave. They were forced to sell him due to the financial restrictions. It was either keep Anderson and get a points deduction or sell him on the cheap, he said. Forest have got an absolute bargain there. They've got a steal. We knew that was going to happen. There was talks of maybe becoming England captain one day and all the rest of it. But obviously, really hope that Jordi Maradona returns to Geordie land in the future. He was also asked about, would he have developed that much, though, at Newcastle with how good our midfield is? And he said, well, that's hard to say. Maybe not to the level that he has so quickly at Forest, which is true, because he wasn't going to get ahead of Tonali, Bruno or Joe Linton unless one of those got injured. Anderson stepped in and then he couldn't get him out of the team. It's hard to say, and Eddie Howe said that. You can't really answer that because you never know what could happen, what would have manoeuvred in terms of performances, appearances, injuries and suspensions, all the rest of it. But obviously Anderson has been incredible at Forest. However, they have been far from incredible this season. After sacking Nuno and getting Ange Postecoglou in, they are winless. He is yet to win. They got beat last night off FC Midtjylland 3-2 at home. Forest have won 1 of their 9 games so far this season, and that was their opening day victory over Brentford, which obviously Postecoglou had naught to do with. 5 defeats and 3 draws since then. We have to take advantage of this. We have to beat them on Sunday. We've got to continue that momentum, that confidence from the Union SG game. Arsenal as well, even though it was in the last minute, use that as fuel, use that as motivation to go out there. We need to start getting 3 points on the board, because even though it's only October and we're only 6 games in, be 7 on Sunday, you've got an international break. You always want to try and win before that international break to breed that confidence and have that good feeling throughout the international break, where a week or 2 away and you just want to come back and everyone's buzzing, everyone's raring to go again. And we just need some momentum. And we need points on the board, because even though it is early, we're going to start falling away. But you don't want to be playing catch up too much. And we're sitting like 15th at the minute or something, man. So we can't be carrying on this way. I think Forest at home against a winless Ange, who's already head, looking down like this, interviewing every day, man. It's just welcome with your shit, man. You know what I mean? Eddie Anderson, that's all we got. He's doing that all day long. So you got to take advantage of Postecoglou's Forest and their winless run. Surely it doesn't end against Newcastle, surely not. I mean, getting beat at home to Sunderland last week, getting beat at home to Midtjylland. Yeah, Metroland FC. We've got to be doing this, right? Please, Newcastle, don't let me down. Don't let me down. And on Midnite, I don't think they will let me down, because I'm backing us to win 2-0. That's my bet there on the screen. Remember, you can scan the QR code as well, or hit the link in the description to get your Midnite offer. I've went for Elanga to score against his former side as well. He's due a goal. He got man of the match in the Champions League during the week. Will he finally get on the score sheet? Well, I hope so. I just think it's written. He had a very good record for Forest against us at St James's. He's starting to look like he's closing in on finishing off that end product. So hopefully Sunday afternoon is the time for him to do it. Maybe Big Nick once again. Another goal for him. Another start, another goal. That's just what he does. But let us know what you are thinking, what your score predictions are in the comments below. Subscribe to the Midnite Channel TV and enjoy yourself.